We stay with CAF, where CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has been conferred with the Commander of National Order Award by the Ivorian government. Cote d'Ivoire Head of State President Alassane Ouattara said the Chancellor of the National Order conferred with the honor in Abidjan on Thursday. It was the highest honor awarded to an individual by the government of Cote d'Ivoire. Also, CAF General Secretary Varon Mashengo Omba was conferred with the officer of the National Order Award. Olympic Games. I'm talking about no other than the certain man, Randy Waldrum. Yes, that's his name. We hear that he has resigned as the coach of the Super Falcons after a mixed performance in the FIFA Women's World Cup and Paris Olympics. In the letter dated September the 12th, the American cited health issues with his wife as the reason why he is resigning from the job. It's been a very difficult few weeks following the Olympics with my wife's health issue and the worries that comes with that. After much thought and consideration, I'm hereby resigning my position as head coach of the Super Falcons. This will allow the NFF ample time to find the next manager and take over this incredible squad. Okay, guys, let's talk about now. Who do you think should be in charge of the Super Falcons? Do you think it's a sad taste in Nigerian smart? Was he something that we had wanted? A lot of people say it's a sad one for Nigerian football. Don't forget, he took us to the World Cup, and just by the skin of the teeth in penalty shootout, we lost to England, who got to the final and were beaten by Spain. At the Paralympic Games, it wasn't the best of performance. I must tell you, it was more like a bitter performance as we lost all three of our group stages game to Brazil. Don't forget in Japan as well. We were dumped out of the group stages. But that was our first time in 16 years that Nigeria have qualified for the Olympic Games. So, guys, talk to me. I want to hear from you guys. Let's go to the phone lines. How big a miss would Randy Waldrum be for Nigeria? And do you think that the assistant coach, who was also there in interim basis when Randy Waldrum was still negotiating his new contract with the Super Falcons, talking about Justin Medugo, do you think he's got enough in his firepower to take up the job with the Super Falcons? At the moment, we're looking for a job for the Super Eagles, and right now, we're looking for the job for the manager, I beg your pardon, for the Super Falcons. So talk to me. 0808-312-8618, 0808-312-8618, or 0700-010-961-961, 0700-010-961-961. Drop us a WhatsApp message, a WhatsApp voice note, a WhatsApp call us either way. SMS, come on, all the all count. You can drop us your message on our YouTube page as well, and we will do justice to that. As for the big question is, how big would this miss be for Nigeria? How big is the miss for Nigeria? Is it something that Nigeria should be scared of? This man, don't forget what he did. He took us to the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations, though he did not win. Took us to the World Cup and then the Olympic Games. Is this a sour taste in the mouth of Nigerians, or do you think we have just what it takes to replace him without any hassle? And then we go back to, of course, our prediction yesterday. I did ask you guys, come on, to predict the winner between Nigeria and Japan. Talking about the Under-20 World Cup that took place 2 a.m. yesterday. A lot of people were hoping that Nigeria would do the unthinkable, get a victory. But it wasn't to be, guys. You heard me. It wasn't to be, because it was Japan who knocked off our rhythm and knocked us out of the World Cup again. For Christopher Danjuma's team, he's been knocked out at the round of 16 for the second time, acting as a coach of the Under-20 team. We hear that the Japanese Under-20 girls national team defeated Nigeria 2-1 in the quarterfinals of the 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Bogota, Colombia. The game, which kicked off 2 a.m. Nigerian time at the Estadio Metropolitano de Chacho in Bogota, saw the Japanese being a better side with a quick exchange of passes to penetrate the Nigerians' defense. Both sides started strongly in the first 30 minutes, after which Miyu Mutsunga scored the first goal for Japan in the 3rd minute to end the first half 1-0 in advantage to the Asians. Coming into the game with so much expectation in the second half, the Falconets couldn't break the Japanese defense before they considered the second goal in the 65th minute when Maya Hijikata slotted the ball in the back of the net. However, Olushola Shobowale left it so late before restoring hopes for Nigeria, with an effort leading to a goal in the 91st minute, just 3 minutes after coming into the game. While with this result, the 2010 and 2014 finalists have crashed out. Yes, they've been dumped out of the 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in the quarterfinals as they fell 1-2 to the firepower of Japan. So Christopher Danjuma's ladies didn't go again. Well, this is a tournament that Nigeria have not won. And it looks like that wait will continue. It looks like that wait will continue because unfortunately for Christopher Danjuma and his girls, they seem to create lots of chances. A lot of chances. But they don't know how to find the back of the net. There's certain Oku Chuku, I'm not one who like to call out players, but I think she was one of the ladies who was one of the culprits of missing chance after chance after chance. So guys, talk to me. Are you disappointed with the performance of the Falcons? Do you think that it could have done better for Nigeria, or do you think Christopher Danjuma got it wrong in his selection for his team? What went wrong for the Falcons? This was a team that we all had so much high hopes on. We believed that they would go all the way at worst to get to the semi-finals. But again, round of 16, bang, sent packing by Asian giant Japan. Talk to me. 0700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961. Or you can also call us on 0808 312 8618 0808 312 8618. Drop your messages on. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and also drop your messages. I'll get to voice, I'll read them as well. Send us a WhatsApp message on those same number, WhatsApp voice note, a WhatsApp call, SMS, or call us either of those numbers, and they will all count. That I can assure you in that one. So talk to me. What went wrong? The Nigerians were so optimistic. They believed that they would get the job done. They were so they believed that this team had got what it takes, to storm the world and win us our first ever under-20 Women's World Cup. But yet again, this is where the cookie crumbles, and they will be sent packing from the competition. Following the victory over Nigeria, the Nigerian Falcons Japanese forward Chinari Sayai has expressed how they were able to win the game. The Asian giant has subdued the African 2-1 to reach the quarterfinals of the competition. While speaking about the game, Sayai said they knew Nigeria would be physical and well prepared. We knew that Nigeria was physically strong and faster than us, but everyone was able to stay focused and score the first goal and then the second. I'm very happy because this is a victory we won together as a team. End of quote. Okay, now let's head out to, of course, the Gospel at Babio Stadium. Come on, guys, it's not looking so good for a certain team. Talking about no other than, of course, Enugu Rangers. They've got a job on their hands, and so far so good. They are winning, but not as much as we would have wanted them to do in that game. As we speak to you, they lead by a goal to nil. Yes, that's what I can tell you. They lead by a goal to nil in that encounter against Espranca in the Gospel at Babio Stadium in Uyo. They lead by a goal to nil in that game. We'll wait and see how they fare in that encounter, but so far so good, guys. It is what it is. The team are working so hard to get a result, but it's not what you think in that one. So far so good. Enugu Rangers lead by a goal to nil against Sagrada. Ogulaya with the goal in the 78th minute of that game. So far, Enugu Rangers are going to take 1-0 lead to the next game. Don't forget, the second leg will take place in Angola, so it's a must-win for Enugu Rangers. They must, I repeat, they must win this competition if and only if they would, win this game comfortably. That's the right word. If and only if they'll be going to the next round of the CAF Champions. But so far, so good. It is 1-0 to Enugu Rangers. Ugule will go in the 78th minute. If it ends this way, and I tell you, the Angolan side will have enough to think about when they play the second leg. Don't forget, other games we're going down today. Monastery will take on, of course, AC Algiers, and of course, CBE SAR will take on Young Africans, and Red Arrow by TP Mesembe. You have Emerek vs Asfar. That games are for tomorrow. But two games today. You have Monastery vs AC Algiers, and then Rangers leading Sagrada Espranca by a goal to nil. Don't forget, Imba will taking a tour of Filante in their own encounter. First leg we played here, we played away at Filante. So the second leg we played at the Gospel Babio Stadium. Don't forget, only the Gospel Babio Stadium has gotten the right to host a game, whether it's by CAF. Other stadium has failed to reach up to the requirement by CAF. So keep the calls coming in. Let's talk about, of course, you can talk about the under 20, run the Waldrum. You can have your say as well on, of course, Enugu Rangers and they're chaotic. You know, this is what happened the last time when they played here. First, like they won by goal to nil, and certain feelings Juku was saying that the boys were wasteful, but they will work on it. And then second leg they played the 1-1 draw. Same year in Uyo. It looks like are we really ready for for continental football? Because it's like here we go again. Here we go again. It's like a repeat of everything happening in this one. But so far, so good. It's over. Here it's full time at the Gospel Babio Stadium Ogulaye with the only goal as Enugu Rangers are beating Sepranka by a goal to nil. Now, quickly, let's go to the MPFL. We had a following their goalless draw in the opening league game. Muyiwa Oriseb Yumi, the captain of Bendel Insurance, has talked tough ahead of their clash against Castina United. Insurance ended their first match of the season win with Rivers United in a goalless stalemate in Benin on Sunday, September the 8th, 2024. The Changi boys of Castina, on the other hand, lost their first match to Plateau United by a goal to nil in Jos. The Sunday match promised to be explosive, looking at the match day one result posted by both teams. According to him, he said we have to put the goalless home draw with Rivers behind us. Focus on our trip to Castina. I can say confidently that we are ready for the match day 2 against Changi boys. We are in high spirit and good to go. End of quote. It is Bendel Insurance versus Castina United. Other games you need to look out for in the MPFL this weekend, match day 2. We'll be having tomorrow. Rivers United will take on Heartland of Owerri. That game is for 3 p.m. Rebel Star will take on Sunshine Stars at the Ikena Stadium. That game is for 5:30 p.m. The game between El Kanemi Warriors and Kwara United has been postponed due to the flooding in Maiduguri. We can confirm that to you as well. Aqua United will take on Abia Warriors. That game is for Sunday, 3 p.m. Bayelsa United will take on Kano Pillars. That game is for Sunday, 4 p.m. Castina United will take on Bendel Insurance. That's for Sunday as well, 4 p.m. Niger Tornadoes will take on Nasarawa United for Sunday, 4 p.m. And Shooting Stars will take on Plateau United on Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Don't forget, Eyimba and Enugu Rangers are in the continent, so they will have no game, at least in match day 2 of the MPFL. And before we take a break, let's quickly go straight to what's happening. Nigerian players across globe. Let's start off, of course, from Turkey, where Turkey's club Adanaspor has announced the arrival of Nigerian Super Eagles midfielder Innocent Bonke from the French Ligue 1 club FC Lorient. Born in Nigeria in 1996, Bonke started his football career with Bordeaux FC. He also played for Lillestrøm of Norway, Malmo of Sweden, before finally joining Lorient. Adanaspor signed a 1+1 year contract with experienced midfielder Bonke Innocent, which Bonke Innocent success under our orange-white jersey, the club stated. Still more transfer story. Dimitri Dikunde, KRC Genk head of football, has revealed that he attempted to sign Super Eagles ace Paul Onuachu from Southampton in the summer window. Speaking to Genk official channel relayed by Football Premier, the director said that he had held talks with the striker. The 30-year-old spent over 3 years at the Jubilee Pro League side before leaving them for Southampton in January 2023. When the Kunde was asked whether he held talks with Trezor and Onuachu, he said, "Not Trezor. I had contact with Paul several times. Those were a good conversation, but I also had them with him last year." Where Paul actually said, "Genk is home for me and it will remain that way. One day I will come home, but at the moment I want to continue testing abroad." In the end, we were not really able to talk about the transfer. Onuachu scored 85 goals and registered 10 assists in 134 games for the Belgian club. We hear his impressive performance for Genk helped him seal a move to Southampton. The Nigerian international wasn't able to replicate the Genk form at St. Mary's and was loaned out to Trabzonspor last season. And what's a Nigerian story without a certain Victor Osimhen in the news? He just has to be there. And we hear, come on, this is the news we're hearing. First of all, it's all good news for fans of Galatasaray. So we hear that after helping Nigeria Super Eagles to secure a respectable result in the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier, the newly acquired striker Victor Osimhen has resumed training with Galatasaray. The Nigerian international joined the red and blood a few weeks ago after his initial move to the Saudi side and Chelsea collapsed. After sealing the move, the hard-working attacker returned to Nigeria and he was in action in both games against Benin Republic and Rwanda. Osimhen on Thursday evening resumed training with Galatasaray ahead of the weekend Super League game. I will stay with Victor Osimhen for a moment, as Chelsea also are keen on signing the Super Eagles striker, that is Victor Osimhen, next year, despite failing to secure his services this past summer. Recall the West London club failed to get a deal done, and he eventually moved to Galatasaray on loan. According to Cut Offside, the Blues retain an interest in signing the Nigerian international, and they are expected to make a move for him in the near future. The striker joined Turkey side Galatasaray on loan for the remainder of the season, and it remains to be seen whether he can impress in Turkey over the next few months. Chelsea are in desperate need of a quality striker, and the 25-year-old will be a quality acquisition for them. Osimhen is undoubtedly one of the best strikers in European football right now, and he has helped Napoli win the league title recently. The player will be keen on joining the big club, and the opportunity to play for Chelsea will be hard to turn down, even though they have had mediocre seasons recently and they're one of the biggest clubs in the world, and the opportunity to play for them will be quite attractive. The 25-year-old Nigerian international has already proven himself in Italy, scoring 17 goals across all competition last season, and he will look to test himself in a higher level in English football. So guys, what do you think? Victor Osimhen, Chelsea again. You see, Chelsea, they don't want to give up. It looked like they are going to fight. Don't get it. Like I told you, he's on loan to Galatasaray in Turkey. And if he does so well, he could even get a move as early as January. Who knows? Who knows? So, if Chelsea still wants their man, then it means that it's game time for Chelsea and every other suitor. So, can you have your say? Let's talk about Victor Osimhen. Do you think he will hit it big time at Turkey? We've seen players in Europe and drop down and fail to perform. Yes, we've seen them drop down and fail to perform. So, do we think that Victor Osimhen can also struggle at Turkey? 80700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961. Let's talk about Victor Osimhen. Galatasaray, he's back in training. He's having a time of his entire life, I can assure you. Do you think that he can turn the tide around? Let's hear from you. Before we go on the break, quickly, let's give you the full games to look out for this weekend in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Competitions Cup. Quickly, we told you the game for today. Tomorrow, we see Red in the CAF Champions League. Red Arrow vs TP Mazembe, Elmerek vs Esvaz, Junak Galaxy taking Orlando Pirates, Manema Union vs Petro de Luanda, Joliba vs Asco, Duanes vs CR Bolicidad, APR will take on Pyramid, Swallows will play Mamelodi Sundowns, Gomeya will take on Al Ali, Samatex will take on Raja Casablanca, and that game is on Sunday. San Pedro vs Al Hilal, Dekeda will take on AS Tunis, and Stade d'Abidjan will take on Milo. In the Confederations Cup, these are the games to look out for. We have one Nigerian team playing today by 5 p.m. The game has begun between Eto'o Flante versus Eyimba. But other games you can look out for, you have Nosotreman taking on CS Constantine. That game has started already. Racing the Abidjan will take on Giraffe. Stellenbosch will take on Vita Club. Police will take on Samalek. Black Bulls will take on Otoho Oyo. Lundo Sul will take on Sokohane United. JJ will take on Ares Bekene. Penisville will take on Stade Milian. Stade Tunisian will take on USM Jazz. Orapa Dynamo will take on Orapa United will take on Dynamos. Bravo de Muquiz will take on Saint Elu Lupopo. Rukinzo will take on CS Faxen. Kara will take on Asek Mimosa. Al Ali Benghazi will take on Al Masri. And Al Ali Tripoli will take on Simba. Okay, guys, we'll take a breather. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll go to the foreign scene. Of course, begin the preview to the top 5 leagues in Europe. The latest of from the Davis Cup, Britain is in action, and Ronaldo and a certain man talking about Eric Ten Hag can't stop going back and forth. A lot of things talking about that as we count down to the big games in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Don't go nowhere, guys. More to come on Sport Lounge, only on Voice of the People, 96.1 from Abuja. Okay, guys, so welcome back from that short break. If you just joined us, this is the second part of the show. This is your Sport Lounge on Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja. It's a show where we bring you all the juicy details happening in the world of sport. If you missed the first part of the show, you missed everything from the local scene, where we gave you everything you needed to know that is happening in the local scene. But now we're headed to the foreign scene. But before we do that, don't forget you can watch us live, because we're streaming right now live on YouTube on Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. I repeat, Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. Like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. You can drop your messages as you listen and watch the show. Also, you can listen to us on our Radio Guardian app. Download from your Apple or your iOS store. Voila will be in your speaker. Just look for Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. Follow us on our social media handle: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. And like I said, feel free to join the conversation. This is your show. It is not my show, your show. Be part of the conversation. Send us a WhatsApp message, a WhatsApp voice note, a WhatsApp call, SMS, or call us on these two numbers: 0808 312 8618, 0808 312 8618, or 0700 010 961 961. That is 0700 010 961 961. Okay, guys, without wasting much time, let's head out to the foreign scene. Okay, let's begin the show. Let's start off, of course, from the Commonwealth game, as Glasgow protracted bid to rescue the 2026 Commonwealth game has taken a further twist, as Australian authorities promised a multi-million-pound investment to help finalize the deal. Earlier this week, it emerged that the UK government offered £2.3 million to help cover safety and security costs associated with the scaled-down, privately funded event, but asked the Scottish government to match that figure. However, Holy Rod politician remains concerned by what Cabinet Minister Neil Gray called the reputational risk and financial risk of the bid. Glasgow hosted the games in 2014, but the 2026 proposal will feature 10 sports across 4 venues instead of the 18 that took place a decade ago. And to Formula One, Ferrari Charles Leclerc edged the Red Bull Sergio Perez by just 0.006 seconds in Friday's practice at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Leclerc's time was set late in the section when the track would have been quicker than some of the rivals after a difficult day that included a crash in the first section. Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton was third fastest with 0.066 seconds behind Perez, ahead of Ferrari's Carlos Sainz, McLaren's Oscar Piastri, and Red Bull Max Verstappen. Yes, McLaren Lando Norris, Verstappen closest challenger in the championship, was 14th fastest after being held up by Pierre Gasly Alpine on what would have been his fastest lap. Leclerc came into the weekend arguably as favourite for the pole position, having qualified at the front 3 years in a row in Baku. And to tennis we go to, of course, the Davis Cup. We hear that Great Britain would have to fight back to reach the Davis Cup final last 8 at the earliest opportunity after Dan Evans lost their opening match against Argentina. In the best of 3 series, Evans was beaten 6-2, 7-5 by Thomas Martin Acheverry in Manchester. US Open semi-finalist Jack Draper, who has returned to the team after being rested for Wednesday win over Finland, plays Francisco Cordulo in the second singles match. If Draper wins, the tie will go down to the deciding double match. Britain know that they will progress to the quarterfinals played in November at the final 8 event in Malaga, with 2 victories from 2 ties if they beat Argentina on the Manchester Arena hard court. Canada would also go through after the 2022 Davis Cup champion beat Argentina and Finland in their opening 2 ties. If Britain loses to Argentina, the group is blown wide open and any of the 4 nations could still finish in the top 2. And now to football, sad one coming all the way from Sweden as fuck, man. Sad one, finally, that man is finally laid to rest. His name is Sven-Göran Eriksson, as the former England manager has been laid to rest with David Beckham among 600 mourners to attend his funeral in Torsby, Sweden. In January, Eriksson said he had at best a year to live after being diagnosed with cancer, and his family announced he had died aged 76 on the 26th of August. Eriksson's coffin arrived at Frankenst Church about 7 a.m. local time. The service was delivered in both Swedish and English, with hundreds of mourners gathered on the lawn outside the church to watch the service on a large screen. During the eulogy, there was reference to the final months of Eriksson's life, where he realized his dream of managing Liverpool during a charity match in March. A guard of honor formed as his coffin was placed in a hearse before being taken to Kisberg Ham by guard. Among the guests were Roy Hodgson, who succeeded Eriksson as England manager, and members of the Swedish royal family. Beckham, who captained the Three Lions during Eriksson's tenure, was also in attendance. Eriksson was the first non-British manager of the England team, leading them to the quarterfinals at 3 major tournaments during a 5-year spell at him. His father Sven, 1897, greeted the Monarchs alongside Eriksson's children, Lina and Johan. Eriksson managed 12 clubs, including Man City, Leicester City, Roma, and Lazio, winning 18 trophies. The Swede also had spells in charge of Mexico, Ivory Coast, and the Philippines. Okay, guys, third one. Come on, what a manager he was in his time, especially with the Three Lions. He was a great manager and a half. Okay, let's move forward to one man who's always breaking the news. You know, last time out he had a go at a certain Erik ten Hag. We'll come to Ten Hag's response at some point. But let's stick with Ronaldo for a moment. We had Ronaldo has hit 1 billion total followers across his various social media accounts, making him the first man to reach the mind-boggling figure. The number is calculated by combining his total number of followers across Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Chinese social media site Weibo, and Kusu. It does not equate to 1 billion individual followers, as many people will follow him across multiple platforms. Some will be fake accounts known as bots. Nonetheless, social media expert Paolo Pascatori from PP Forza described it as a staggering number that media and brands will pay close to attention. What an achievement, and it further underlines the fundamental shift taking place in the media. It shows the power of the reach to reach new young audience thanks to technology. He said, on the pitch, Ronaldo was famed for his rivalry with Argentine star Lionel Messi, but off it there was no competition for who is the winning the social media contest, and Messi has a merely 623 million followers. It is not just sports. Ronaldo is also ahead of some of the biggest names in entertainment, including singer Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, and Selena Gomez. Even though known primarily for his work online, cannot compete, Mr. Beast, the top YouTuber in the world, has 543 million total followers. Ronaldo is breaking record in and out of the pitch. And of course, one man has responded to Ronaldo. You know, Ronaldo yesterday said that was questioning the mentality of a certain man, Erik ten Hag, and ten Hag has responded well, saying that according to him, that Ronaldo is not in England, he's somewhere in Saudi Arabia. In his words, that he's here, he knows what he sees, and come on. Ronaldo is not a problem. If Ronaldo can, he said, even Ronaldo even said the team cannot win the Premier League, so he's just trying to be honest. So the clash of work continues between a certain Ten Hag and Ronaldo. Let me read exactly the words of Ten Hag and what he had to say about Ronaldo's issue. He says, he was asked about the comment ahead of Sunday's trip to Southampton, and Ten Hag said, no, he said this. If you read the article very well, he's entitled to his opinion. It's okay. He's far away in Saudi Arabia, far away from Manchester United. He's entitled to his opinion. The word of Erik ten Hag. We hear that if Man United if they do not get a result, either a point against Southampton, it will be their worst start since 1986, when they fired a certain Ron Atkinson and replaced him with Sir Alex Ferguson. Now let's begin to preview the games coming up. Let's start off, of course, for Manchester City, where the boss, Pep Guardiola, says he is glad that the hearing into Man City's 115 charges for alleged breach of the Premier League financial rule will begin on Monday. City were charged and referred to an independent commission in February following a 4-year investigation. It's alleged that City breached the Premier League financial rule between 2009 and 2018. City strong deny all charges and have said that their case is supported by a comprehensive body of irrefutable evidence. If it starts soon and hopefully finishes soon, Guardiola said of the hearing, an independent panel will decide, and I'm looking forward to the decision. I'm happy it's starting on Monday. I know there will be more rumors, new specialists about the sentences we're going to see. I know what people are looking forward to, what they expect. I know what I read many years. Everybody's innocent until guilt is proven. So we will see. The words of Pep Guardiola. To Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, who just signed a new 3-year deal yesterday, says that Raheem Sterling has a point to prove following his loan arrival from Chelsea. The 29-year-old forward completed a shock deadline day switch after being deemed surplus requirement by Blues manager Enzo Maresca. Sterling could now make his debut for Arsenal in Sunday's North London derby at Spurs, having been reunited with Arteta, who coached him during his time at Manchester City. According to Arteta, he says he looks great. First of all, because he has a big smile on his face, a lot of energy. He's at it and he wants to prove a point. Sterling scored 14 goals in 59 games for Chelsea in his first 2 seasons, but was left out of the squad from the opening 2 matches of the Premier League season. Liverpool manager Arne Slot has dismissed suggestion that the contract situation of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah could be a distraction. Right back, Alexander-Arnold, centre back Van Dijk and forward Salah are all in the final 12 months of their deal. Salah, speaking after the win at Man United prior to international break, said nobody in the club talked to me yet about contract. But Slot said it's again the boring answer you're going to get from me as long as there's no news. We don't talk about contract situation here. Is it a distraction? No, it isn't, because I'm fully focused on the individual and the team. They are part of the team. I'm trying to work with them in the best possible way to get the best out of them. It's not a distraction for me at all. The words of Arne Slot, who won his opening 3 games in his new role as the coach of Liverpool. But they will be without a certain Harvey Elliott. He's out. He fractured his foot during England's under-21 duty. He will be missing for that game. And we had a Chelsea left-back Ben Chilwell is set to start training with the first team again after failing to get a move away from the club before the transfer deadline. The England international, who is 27, was one of the several blue players frozen out and training separately, unlike many of the others, including Raheem Sterling, Romelu Lukaku. Trevor Chalobah remains at Stamford Bridge. Club must name a Premier League squad containing up to 25 players over the age of 21 by Saturday. He has already been left out of the Blues Europa Conference League squad. We will sit with him and find solutions, said boss Enzo Maresca, who only took over this summer. Okay, let's give you the full result of game being played across a match venue. We start off from the Premier League. Games will begin tomorrow. Southampton will take on Manchester United. Liverpool will take on Nottingham Forest tomorrow. Man City vs Brentford, that game is for 3 p.m. Fulham will take on West Ham United, 3 p.m. as well. Crystal Palace vs Leicester City, that game is for 3 p.m. Brighton vs Ipswich Town, that's for 3 p.m. as well. 5:30 p.m. we'll see Aston Villa take on Everton, and 8 p.m. tomorrow we'll see Bournemouth take on Chelsea. On Sunday, Tottenham Hotspur will take on Arsenal for 2 p.m. and of course Wolverhampton Wanderers will play Newcastle. That game is for 4:30 p.m. Okay, now let's move forward to the Spanish La Liga. This is what the game begins today. 8 p.m. today, we see Real Betis take on Leganés. Tomorrow, Mallorca will take on Villarreal. Espanyol will take on Alaves tomorrow. Sevilla vs Getafe, that game is for 5:30 tomorrow. Real Sociedad will take on Real Madrid, 8 p.m. tomorrow. And on Sunday, we'll see Celta Vigo take on Valladolid, of course. Girona will take on Barcelona. Las Palmas will take on Atletico Madrid vs Valencia. And on Monday Night Football, you see Rayo Vallecano take on Osasuna. In the Serie A, match day 3 continues tomorrow. I beg your pardon. Match day 4, I beg your pardon. The Serie A, Como will take on Bologna. Empoli will take on, of course, Juventus tomorrow, 5 p.m. Milan vs Venezia, that game for 7:45. Genoa will take on Roma on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. And of course, 2 p.m. Atalanta will take on Fiorentina. On Sunday, 2 p.m. we'll see Torino take on Lecce. Cagliari will take on Napoli for 5 p.m. Monza vs Internazionale, that's for 7:45 p.m. on Sunday. And 2 games will be on Monday. Parma will take on Udinese, that game is for 5:30 p.m. And of course, 7:45 will be Lazio taking on Verona. Match day 3 of the Bundesliga continues today with Borussia Dortmund hosting Hoffenheim. That game is for 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow, we'll see SC Freiburg take on VfL Bochum. That game is for 2:30 p.m. Wolfsburg will play Eintracht Frankfurt for 2:30 p.m. VfB Stuttgart will travel to Borussia Mönchengladbach tomorrow. That game is for 2:30 p.m. Red Bull Leipzig would welcome Union Berlin for 2:30 p.m. Hoffenheim vs Bayer Leverkusen. That game is for 2:30 p.m. And Holstein Kiel vs Bayern Munich. That game is for 5:30 p.m. Tomorrow as well. On Sunday, Augsburg will take on FC St. Pauli, 2:30 p.m. and Mainz will take on Werder Bremen. That game is for 4:30 p.m. Games will continue in the French League. Match day 4 of the French League. We'll see Saint-Etienne take on Lille. That game is for 7:45 today. Tomorrow we see Olympique Marseille take on Nice. That game is for 4 p.m. Auxerre will take on Monaco. That game is for 6 p.m. PSG vs Brest, 8 p.m. tomorrow. On Sunday, we see Rennes take on Montpellier. Toulouse will take on Le Havre for 4 p.m. on Sunday. Nantes vs Reims, 4 p.m. on Sunday. Strasbourg will battle Angers, 4 p.m. on Sunday. And a late kickoff for 7:45 on Sunday. We'll see Olympique Lyonnais travel to RC Lens. And in a new documentary on YouTube channel, Real Madrid star Jude Bellingham has said revealed that his manager Carlo Ancelotti once jokingly threatened to replace him with his younger brother Jobe. The comment came after the younger Bellingham siblings scored a brace for his new club Sunderland last August in the 2-1 win against Rotterdam. I'll never forget, as we're coming out, Ancelotti goes to me, we bought the wrong one, says Bellingham. The 21-year-old claimed that the Italian manager told him that he was planning to bring his younger brother to play in his position. Finally, he just gave me a little smile and my heart dropped. I'm like, no pressure for today. Bellingham remembers the pressure clearly didn't get to the old elder sibling either way because he bagged the brace of his own in the 3-1 win against Almeria. Don't forget you can be part of the show. 0808-312-8618, 0808-312-8618, or 0700-010-961-961. Let's talk about the North London derby between, of course, Arsenal and Spurs. We hear that we told you that this guy is out for 3 weeks. Talking about Martin Odegaard, we hear he could still be available for that game, and Gabriel Jesus as well could also be available for that game against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. So be part of the show. Talk to me. Send us an SMS 0808-312-8618 or 0700-010-961-961. WhatsApp message, WhatsApp voice note. Call us, SMS us, or WhatsApp call us. We want to hear from you. Okay, quickly, guys, before we wrap up the show, as respecting those calls as well, we go to the transfer market where Liverpool have stepped up interest in Bayern Munich attacking midfielder Jamal Musiala. With Man City, Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain also monitoring the German international. We hear that Arsenal and Newcastle are ready to offer Bayern Munich and German winger Leroy Sané a route back to the Premier League. Will he take that route? We'll wait and see. Man United have handed a boost to their in their pursuit of Paris Saint-Germain's winger Xavi Simons, with 21-year-old Dutchman currently on loan at Leipzig, unable to see a future with the Ligue 1 club. Man United and Arsenal have been put off signing French midfielder, talking about Andre Rabiot, who is a free agent because of his demand of wage worth £220,000 a week. Let's take this call. Hello, what's the way calling from?
The big man.
My brother, good evening to you. My brother.
Yeah, good evening to both of you.
I agree.
Now there is actually.
Well, let me, my brother.
Yeah, we do it to happen.
Talk to me.
Yeah, this is your member.
Talk to me.
Yeah, who got the shit,
Oh wow! Oh
wow!
Arsenal Tottenham in Premier League. He's likely to make it. He says there's a chance he could make it.
I
didn't hear
Let me do. So for me, other than tomorrow,
yeah,
I think I want to meet my kid tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
And what do you call now?
Okay.
Make it because I can do that twice. They can do that. I never do that now. I'm telling you because you are the cause of all those. The man that started well, but because they give that to two goals away in a crazy mistake, that's why Canada call lose 3 goals to Liverpool. It's better that they collect. So for me, they collect 4-3. So I don't know what to make it. Whether they can go back, go buy something from their hand. Okay. I come in and begin close a match. So I want Casemiro to play at the best tomorrow. Maybe it's over high. They take a man out and break Casemiro to go and guys say that we can go bit on things. And I know what to see Bruno. Come on, the other man to get and catch him.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Even if the kind of man. Okay.
Okay.
God bless you. Wake up on the syndrome bar.
Thank you, my brother. Okay, keep the calls. Maybe we'll take one or two more calls before we leave the studio. We're looking at the games this weekend. Man United, Southampton, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea will be in action as well. Don't forget Madrid, Real Sociedad, Girona vs Barcelona in the Spanish La Liga as well. No Barcelona fans, so they don't come for me. So you can have your say at 0808 312 8618 or 0700 010 961. 961. Keep the calls coming. We go to this transfer news. We go to Chelsea. Where we had a Chelsea and Ivory Coast forward David Datra Fofana has agreed a loan deal with Turkish side Gaziantep after the 21-year-old move to AEK Athens collapsed. For West Ham, they're interested in Joe Matip of Liverpool on a free transfer with the German-born defender still without the club after he left Liverpool at the end of last season. Jacob Ramsey is drawing the attention of a certain Inter Milan. They want the English midfielder to join them in the Italian Serie A. And of course, the Man United shortlist Lille Canadian forward, talking about Jonathan David. We hear an Al Hilal striker Ivan Toney as the alternative to Joshua Zirkzee if they were unable to sign the 23-year-old Dutchman from Bologna. So they got Zirkzee, so they couldn't get Ivan Toney and Jonathan David from, of course, Lille. More transfers. Arsenal and Chelsea are in the market for a striker. We hear that Swedish striker Victor Gyökeres is on the shortlist for the next transfer window. That's if Chelsea cannot get a certain Victor Osimhen. And for Nico Williams, according to the agent, he says that the boy wanted to stay at Bilbao for another season. That's why he did not move to Barcelona this transfer window. For Sergio Ramos, we hear as well he's eyeing up a move with Major League Soccer after the Spaniard move to Brazilian side Botafogo has broken down. That's why we can also confirm as well. And like I told you, Ben Chilwell has been included in the club's Premier League team. He's back with the team. Hopefully, he can force his way into the plan of a certain Enzo Maresca. And we go to AC Milan finally, where we hear that a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the owners of AC Milan are unhappy with his attitude of the 42-year-old striker, former striker, who because he plays a role at the club as his senior advisor to the club. It is how much you can take on the show. Keep talking sport, keep living sport. Sport is life. Life will be meaningless without sport. Okay, I remain your one and only your sport bishop, your magistrate, your pilot, your prophet, the professor. None so Arinzechi. Okay, for me, I'm done and I'm gone. God bless, no stress. Up next is news around the world. Stay tuned, more to come on Voice of the People, 96.1 from Abuja. Bye for now.